Hello and welcome. We are running a postgraduate online event today just to share more information about our postgraduate programs. So from wherever you are in the world, we'd love to speak to you today. Just to give you an overview of how things are going to go. We will be hearing from Professor Miguel Rio, who looks after all our postgraduate programs. And we will also be speaking to some of our current students who can share their honest experiences of what it's like to be here at UCL. And then there'll be some time for a Q&A as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to use that time. Please note, we are recording this session just so that people can watch it back in their own time and it will be posted to our website. On that note, I will hand over to Professor Miguel Rio.
Hello, everybody. So my name is Miguel Rio. I'm a professor of computer networking, but I'm also the director of the postgraduate tutorate. I'm responsible for all our master's courses and trying to manage them. Wait a second. There we go. So I want to give a quick overlook about UCL and who we are, and then go dig a bit deeper into what our department does, a history of our department and our MSc courses, and then I'll leave ample time for questions. If you have anybody has any questions while my presentation is going, feel free to interrupt me. We see ourselves as a home of brave thinkers and a very disruptive university. We're the first university in England to welcome students of any religion background, first university to welcome women, and first women to welcome women as students and as lecturers. And we have we think ourselves as a different university, think differently and make real world impact. We have an excellent reputation that's been built over generations of staff, student and alumni. We are amongst the best in the world, currently considered the ninth best university in the world, fourth in the UK. So we're quite proud of our position in the league tables, and we think is well deserved. Our history speaks for itself. We have, actually, this is out of date because we have 2 extra Nobel Prizes this year, so about 32 Nobel Prizes. We have 11 academic faculties, 51,000 students. We're the second in UK for research, and we have 150 nationalities represented in our student body. We are a truly global university with lots of things to offer. A little bit of detail now on our electrical engineering department. Our electrical engineering department is the oldest electrical engineering department in England, which was funded by Sir Ambrose Fleming. You might have come across the right-hand rule. Every student in the UK has to learn the right-hand rule from the Fleming rule. And he was also the inventor of the thermodynamic valve, which we can see on the left. So we see that the electronics was born. It was really the first piece of electronics developed. Electronics was born in our department. Sorry. I'm going to now a quick overlook. This is a postgraduate event about our MSc programs. Our original and our most with most students programs are telecommunications, internet engineering, where we cover all aspects of the telecommunications and internet that there is, covering from a physical layer, network layer, applications, and also business relationships. We give a quite broad and depth coverage of all telecommunications and internet engineering courses. We also have a variant of our course, which is half technical, half business, where our MSc in telecommunications with business, which combines a technical expertise with business strategy. So we have half of your courses are going to be technical, half of our courses are going to be business, and we have a big relationship with industry and with business. We have lots of, this particular MSc also has lots of alumni events and lots of people working in companies that come and talk to our students during the courses. Our most recent course is our MSc in Integrated Machine Learning Systems, where is not just an MSc in machine learning, but is an MSc that deals with how machine learning can be integrated in end-to-end systems and really allow us to build better systems. Now, obviously, machine learning plays a big role in what this MSc is about. Lots of courses on machine learning, but we think that this machine learning MSc is unique in which allows students to really make machine learning work for real world applications. Then we have, and I think there's interest in wireless and optical communications. So this is similar, a bit similar to the telecommunications MSc, but goes in much depth on the wireless and the optical aspects of telecommunications. So in particularly MIMO systems, the mathematics of networks, and equip students with technical expertise, practical experience, and industry-read knowledge about all the telecommunications world, but with an emphasis on wireless and optical communications. What MSc, I thought, so this is still about the wireless and optical communications, a cutting-edge field driving advancements in high speed, internet, 6G that we're planning already. We're going to build lots of the lecturers that will lecture you on this course are actually involved in the design of 6G, and also satellites, which is becoming an important component of telecommunications in general. So what engineers in this field do, they design and optimize systems to transfer data rapidly. In essence, how to transmit more bits in wireless and optical more reliably and more securely. A little bit different topic, but we also have an MSc in nanotechnology, where we gain expertise in high-demand areas that deal with nanotechnology systems, like really, really small scale in healthcare, semiconductors, nanotech applications, for example, in biology, since detergents, healthcare, vaccines, for example. Lots of things that are being developed at cutting edge involve nanotechnology devices. And again, how do we plan, for example, the next generation of artificial intelligence, where we're now getting to the limits of what normal silicon can do? Our researchers in nanotechnology are already planning the technology that will underline artificial intelligence in the next 10 or 20 years' time. When students come to our course, this is an overview of our MSCs. There is also the opportunity of starting your MSc as a way of progressing towards a PhD, and PhD is how we do our research in our department. And so there will be plenty of PhD opportunities to work with in our research groups, and the MSc is seen as kind of the entry point for those PhDs if you're interested in doing a PhD. We have lots of facilities where you will conduct part of your work in your MSc. So our MSc has courses, and then it has our dissertations. And so, for example, we can see our optical networks lab. You can see our radar laboratory, where we developed new technologies for radar, both civil and military. We have our Internet of Things laboratory, where we kind of test and plan how the new world, where we have lots of devices connected to the internet, how will they behave, and in particularly, how do they behave security protecting your privacy? So this lab of Internet of Things is very tied to privacy. And we also have a wireless laboratory there, where we can, I think here we were doing experiments for 6G. You can see the little antennas there for 6G modulation techniques. What are our research strengths? We are a world-leading research center. All academics that will teach in these MSCs are world leaders in their research. And you will be learning from the people who are actually developing the technologies that we teach. Either by in 6G, in internet protocols, in satellite communications. There's always an academic that's actually at the cutting edge of that research. We also have lots of industry collaborations. So we'll have industry speaking events. They come and talk to events. We're now increasing the number of MSc projects, which is actually done on industry. So that industry plays an important role in deciding what we teach and how we teach. We have interdisciplinary expertise. We believe that the real problems of the future are going to be interdisciplinary. You're going to need more than one discipline to solve them, either in energy, artificial intelligence, healthcare. So this is something that we kind of foster at UCL. And then there will be opportunities for networking, alumni connections. We tend to believe that once you come to UCL, hopefully you'll never leave UCL. You will always have a connection to the people you meet here. Here's some example of where our graduates are working now. Cisco, Microsoft, BT, Huawei, Ericsson, Societe Generale, Apple. So this is some of the examples, just to give you a flavor what type of employers take our graduates. They're always very competitive. I mean, what I mean by competitive is lots of employers want our graduates. A little bit more on our work with industry. For example, we have lots of projects. In this case, I'm mentioning here Cisco, BT, Nokia, Ericsson. Basically, every company that has a role in the technology, we have a project with it. And again, this kind of feeds into our MSc projects that you might be able to want to do them in these companies. You can also see a photo there of our anechoic chamber where we test antennas. So this is a room we have in the department where about 4 square meters, 5 square meters, completely insulated. And these little cones that you see are designed in a way so that doesn't reflect electromagnetic waves. So you don't see any reflection, and you can test antennas without any reflections. Quite a cool room to visit. Here's some examples of our alumni, just very prominent people that worked with us. Mariana works at Cisco. James that works at SuperSense Technologies, which is a company kind of funded outside from us that has been bought recently, I think. Luisa that did nanotechnology, is an R&D engineer at Lumiphase. And we have Will Dunn, which did MSc Communications in Business and is an officer at Telecom Indonesia. We have often lots of students from Indonesia coming to our MSCs. How are we doing your time? Am I okay? Yeah. So some recommendations for applicants. Maybe Diana will touch a bit on this. We're looking for candidates with a strong technical foundation and passion for wireless and optical communications. Personal statements should show curiosity about advancement in the area and clear career goals. Industry experience is plus. So if you are a young graduate or you graduated some time ago, we do count your industry experience as a plus. And both academic and professional references are valuable. And some coming to UCL, we hope, is not just to study. Although study is important. Let some life-changing adventures behind your classroom. And we have some slides here. We live in the heart of London, in your left there, and very near Bloomsbury, which is the center of London, very close to the British Museum, very close to King's Cross, which is very trendy now. You're really, 10, 15 minutes away from the most interesting parts of London. We also have a second campus in the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park, UCL East, where lots of exciting things are also happening. But you'll make your main life here in the Bloomsbury campus. A vibrant social life. This is things that I don't know where this slide came from, but there's quite cool things that students do in our networks. UCL has about 500 societies. You can join: photography, dance, every sport that you can imagine. They still have the human-powered flying society, where they try to build an airplane powered by humans with a bicycle, I think. I don't know if they haven't been very successful yet, but there's lots of interesting things going on in our university. There's 50,000 students. There's from another countries. There's lots of interesting things happening in UCL. Here we are, some of the sports that we carry, over 60 sports teams. Here we have a little bit of best of kickboxing, mixed martial arts, karting, lots of things happening. There's also kayak polo, I heard, where you play polo in a kayak. Bit crazy. And there's some really student experience slides here of things that you will do here at UCL. All right, and that's end of my slides. I think is okay. Allow the camera. Well, PowerPoint wants to allow my camera. That's weird. Okay, so I don't know if you have any questions. I'm going to stop sharing, or
we're handing over to Diana.
yeah, we're ending up now to Diana. Welcome back, people who were not here in the beginning. Yanley, Lorenzo, Diana. Don't say a few words. Diana really knows all the ins and outs of how apply to UCL and how to live with us. So she's deals with everything. So Diana, don't say a few words.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name's Diana. I'm the Senior Teaching and Learning Administrator. So I work closely with Miguel, Sarah, and all the program directors to ensure the logistics of all the MSc administrations go smoothly. So I'll talk a little bit about the admissions. So if you have any questions, please drop us an email. But the main place to go for all your questions and all your queries about the prospectives, entry requirements or language, anything with the English language level can be found in the relevant UCL websites, which I'll place a link later on. So just for a bit of a timeline, just to let you know, the applications begin in October. That's the beginning of October. Applications start, and then we close the window for all the applicants in August, okay? But it's really important to note that international students have a window that's slightly closed in around July. That's when you have to place all your application requirements before the end of July, because it's really important as well to ensure that you've got your visa and your student accommodation sorted before you come into London. So really important to mention is the applications start in October, end in August. And you can find all the entry requirements for a lot of the programs on UCL website. Really important to know as well that for a majority of the programs, you've got an upper second class bachelor's degree that you must showcase in your application. And as well, like Miguel said, we really appreciate if you could also showcase any relevant experience that you have from industry. If you've got a bit of professional experience, that also goes a long way with your application. So the first two stages of your application is it first filters through the admissions department, in which they look at your academic requirements, your English level. For example, if you're an international student, you must have an English level 1, which is a standard English efficiency. So you'll be able to write academically, go to the lessons, understand the content you are learning. And they also look at your personal statement. But the first and foremost thing that they look at is your English requirement and the discipline that you've studied. After that phase, then it goes on to the program director, in which they review your personal statement. And this personal statement, you have to showcase your curiosity, the reason why you want to study the program, and any further ambitions you have after the MSc. So exactly like Miguel said, if you want to do a PhD, if you want to do further research, it's really important to note that in the personal statement. So both those stages, first the admission process with the admission department, and then after the program director, that's when the choice is made, the decision's made for your application. So you've got those two different stages. As such, you will have an email of your status of each time your application goes through these stages. So it's really important to be vigilant with your emails and checking to see what the status of your application is. As such, what Miguel said, we do receive a large influx of applications on a monthly basis. So it does take a while because it's a very thorough process. But once we get your offer, you will be noted on over email. Really important to note as well that there is an admission fee of £90 per application, but again, that allows you to understand what are the options you have as an applicant. As an applicant, you can apply for 2 programs, if you're interested in that. And it's really important to note as well that there's a deposit when you receive an offer, respectively if it's unconditional or conditional, if you meet the entry requirements. There is a deadline for the deposit, but there's also a deadline to confirm your offer. So it's really important, those 2 deadlines that we have, that's deposit and the offer. For other information, you can find on the website for UCL for each of the programs. But like Miguel has said earlier on, it's really important in your personal statement that you show your individuality, the reason why you want to come to UCL, and more importantly, your future aspirations with the MSc. Yes, I think that's all, but remember, it's really important. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Danny. You thought about things that I had completely forgotten. So thank you so much. I wonder if there's any questions from Alondra, Lorenzo, Yanli. If you have any questions at this moment, mainly for Diana about procedural or for me. Yanli.
Yeah, I have a question because I am interested in the integrated machine learning system.
Yeah.
Master degree, but the like in the modular or flexible basis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can I, or is there any like brief timetable of the course, like which can give me a reference, like whether I am fitting this?
Okay, that's a very good question, and the timetable. It's so easy to access if you're already a UCL student. Let me just give. We'll try to find something. Email it to us to ask for something. We may have something that we can do, Diana. What do you
Yes.
think?
So
I
if
can
you
give
get
an
in touch
overview.
with if you get in touch, I'll place the MSc main email inbox to send your question. But we provide a timetable depending on if you're doing modular or flexible. So if you're doing flexible, we tailor the compulsory and optional modules depending on the duration of your MSc. So yeah, it would depend. But sorry, what's your question? What do you mean more specifically?
Yeah, because I am a full-time like software engineer, so I want to know like the timetable, like how much hours I need
Okay.
to
Let me give
per
you an
week.
overview.
Yeah, to just
Let me
give
give
a
an overview.
estimation. Yeah.
Yeah. So each course, the typical course for the machine learning MSc, and this applies also to some of the other MScs, runs for 8 weeks during the first term and for 8 weeks in the second term, either one or the other.
Yeah.
And each week you get 2 to 4 hours of lectures of contact time. Okay, so that's the time that you usually don't use the 4 lectures. I don't use my 4 lectures in my course, but that's the time that we have slotted for you to also read a little bit, etc. So in a flexible time, in a flexible program that you would do, say, you could do it 1 course per term. You would have, say, 1 afternoon from September to October during 8 weeks, and 1 afternoon from January to April for 8 weeks. Okay, so that's kind of to give you the flavor of what the course entails. If you do it full time, you need to do 4 of these at the same time. Roughly speaking, but I have students here. I know it's not exactly like this, but that's just to give you an overview of what would entail. Obviously, you will have to do work on your own part-time, right? So at home, but this is kind of the contact time is this one, if that helps.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, we do welcome a lot of people doing part-time. In fact, for the machine learning MSc, many people that want to retrain as machine learning experts, they come and do that. It's a very common. Lorenzo, you have a question? I don't know if you're speaking, but we cannot hear you. You're not muted.
He's allowed.
He's allowed, and he's not muted. So if you're having problems with your microphone, you can just type the question in the chat because we cannot hear you. I suspect this problem on your hardware, not on the system, because Ian Lee was okay. Right, should we hear from
the question? Sorry to interrupt. There's a question from Alondra that I can address. It's regarding the research projects. So yes, the research projects for the MSc. This happens. You dedicate your time for the MSc projects towards the end of your masters. So we're talking from after Easter to September, and it's equivalent to 60 credits of your 180 credits in order to be eligible for the MSc qualification. We do have supervisors who specialize in their field. They present these projects, and you interact with them, talk to them, discuss your interests with the relevant supervisors and within the department. But we also have industry partners such as Sony, IBM, and I think another one is Buro Happold. These are engineering companies that we have strong ties with that come in and present their possibility of doing an internship, an unpaid internship for the equivalent time of your MSc, from April to September. So yes, towards
Sometimes
the
it's paid, but sometimes it's paid. Sometimes it's paid, Diana. So just to say.
yeah, so paid and unpaid both, yeah. Yes, so in terms of the project, you dedicate time after you finish term 1 and term 2, after you finish your exams and all your assignments, you dedicate from April to September during the summertime for your project. And that's when you will present that project in September with a viva and a research project. So it's both a presentation and the written form. Do you have any specific questions, Alondra, to that, or?
Alondra, does that help?
Yeah, it
Would you
does.
like to know the topics? Or I think topics, Professor Miguel would be better suited to answer any
Right.
the topics.
Of all there's a lot, the topics, I more or less cover the topics we cover in the MSCs, right? But everything from, it depends a bit on the MSc, but in the telecommunication, I think you, Alondra, you seem to be interested in wireless and optical communications, right? So there'll be lots of projects on the physical layer, projects on telecommunications, on protocols. So there's lots of variety there. We also welcome students to come up with ideas for projects, and that happens a lot.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that answers my question.
Alondra, can I ask you where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Canada, Montreal.
Right. All right. Okay. Very good. Love Montreal. Very nice city.
Yeah.
Very good bagels.
True.
Shall we hear from some of us?
Yes. Okay. So let's watch a little bit. Let's listen a little bit from our excellent students here. So we start with Lepakshi. Lepakshi, should we start because you've done this before?
Yeah, so
And you have a very nice background of, is it Europe or?
okay, so it's actually in my foundation. It's the complete social science people sitting here. So yeah,
Okay. I thought it was a telecommunications map.
I thought it'd be a good background if I sit in here.
Yeah. Better than mine.
Yeah. So hello everyone. My name is Lipakshi, and I'm currently pursuing MRes in telecommunications at UCL. So I completed my bachelor's back in India in electronics and communication engineering. And since then, I know I wanted to pursue a PhD. So this MRes program serves as a stepping stone towards that PhD goal. So the support you get from the supervisors here is sort of incredible because they've guided me throughout, from selecting the universities and then choosing the professors, be it in UCL or outside UCL, anywhere, because they have a very strong network. And starting in 1 year PhD 1 year MSc and then transitioning directly to PhD is something very difficult because you need to know a lot of people and have resources by then. But then I feel with the support or an early start to the program helps you manage your PhD journey in a much better way. And coming to the course, I feel it's sort of well structured because I just completed my term 1 exams and I found the curriculum very rigorous, but then it's a rewarding too. And on the social front, I'm part of the Photonics Society within the department and also the UCL Moon. So I serve as a delegate there. And I'm also an academic representative of MRes Telecommunications. So as a part of this way, and another colleague of mine will be organizing a social event on January. So this includes a talk from one of our alumni at Google. So whether it's for a PhD career or an industrial career, I think there's good support from the department and the staffs here. So I'm excited to answer any other questions you have.
Thank you, Lepakshi. Do you have any questions for Lepakshi? Lepakshi did a very good talk the other day on our already very advanced MSc dissertation that she's doing. Very cool privacy. Alondra, ask questions.
Yeah, Alondra.
Yeah, thanks. I was just wondering what was kind of the process of moving to London, and was it easy to be in a new city and stuff?
Okay, so actually it's my first time away from home. So it was not an easy journey because, remember, I need to take all the luggage myself and then carry throughout the London city. But then UCL is in the very central part of London, so transportation should not be a problem here at all. And the people here are also very welcoming. I'm into the UCL accommodation. You can see my background and all. So there's almost everyone who guides you, starting from carrying your things and then setting up your room. You have a lot of ambassadors in UCL. So you have good support from the university also. And I heard even for those who chose to go with another private accommodation, you had support within the UCL system also. So I think it was much more manageable with whatever they gave me. But the climate was sort of very difficult here at first, but now I think I'm getting used to it.
You mean by climate, you don't mean the weather, right?
Yeah, I don't mean the weather at all.
Weather is fantastic.
Weather is perfect.
It's warmer than Montreal.
Yeah.
Wei, do you want to say a few words? Wei is also another excellent student of ours. That she does little machine learning projects on the side. Wei, tell us a little bit about your experience.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Wei Du, and I'm currently studying telecommunications MSc at UCL. Before coming to UCL, I completed my undergraduate degree in electronic information engineering back in China. Well, I think UCL is amazing. Firstly, I came here with a nervous mood, but then I feel much better with the support of the UCL community and its resources. One of the best parts is making friends. Through coursework, I've met many talented colleagues, and working on group projects has helped us connect. Outside of my program, I've also made friends in school societies and activities. And also at my student accommodation, I've met some very friendly neighbors. I joined the AI Society in UCL because I'm very interested in it. And the society runs weekly sessions where members teach theoretical concepts and practical coding skills. I think that helped me a lot, and I love the atmosphere. And the classes, I'd say, the courses are challenging, but also very rewarding. The professors have done a great job structuring the program, and they are always willing to help us with any questions. I've learned so much, not just from lectures, but also from how they encourage us to apply theories to real-world problems. So thank you, Miguel. Thank you so much.
Right, wait. Thanks for your kind words. Thank you. Is there any other questions for Wei? Thank you. I'm glad you belong to the AI Society. That's pretty cool. I'll ask you about that tomorrow. Any more questions, Alondra? Yeah, Alondra, ask away.
Sorry. I was wondering, like, you kind of talked about the structure of the class. I'd love to hear more about of how the classes are conducted and sessionally. Is it very hands-on or stuff like that?
You mean like how the professors structured the course? You mean like that?
Yeah. Is it like very theoretical or is there a lot of practical application stuff, if that makes sense?
Okay. What impressed me most is that at the first week of our term one, and there is a whole week of classes, and like more from morning to afternoon. And there are different professors came to taught us on different fields like wireless communications or or network applications or about some network service. I think that helped us a lot to have the whole framework about our 1 year learning. yeah. I don't know, is that helpful?
Yeah, that's helpful. Yeah. Thank you.
Alondra, may I just add a little bit to that? Obviously, the students know better, but we try to make as much hands-on as possible. Some courses end up to be a little bit more theoretical, but we do aim to have a practical component of hands-on, which in the majority of cases reveals itself, software programming, etc. But we see ourselves as an experimental department. There are theory courses. In fact, in the wireless and optical communications, there is a bit of theory, but we see ourselves as an experimental department.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Lorenzo, I don't know if you had any you seem to want a question, but you couldn't speak. If you want to,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes,
Where are you calling us? Where are you
fixed.
calling us from, Lorenzo?
I'm calling from London.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, originally from Italy. Actually, I have a question about your short courses, because this is probably one of the way I think I could start with this. I graduated, by the way, 20 years ago, so I'm a full-time worker, so that's why I need to find a flexible way. I've seen that you have some applied machine learning systems short courses that could also give some credits towards the MSc. So I just want to know a bit more about how this is structured and.
That's a very good question. In fact, I'm going to add a slide on that. Good question. So let me try to explain that several things we have. Okay, so we have the full-time courses for students who want to study full-time in 1 year, and that's kind of the I wouldn't say the most typical one, but our courses actually began many years ago as part-time for students in industry. So we really want to encourage people from industry to take a bit of time and come and do our courses part-time or in a flexible time. You can so we almost all our courses, not all of them, but almost all our courses we offer on just on a one course basis. So for example, machine learning systems, you can do that for a term, get your certification, and you're happy with it, go and you're done. Or you use that as a kind of a first taster to see how an MSc life would be, and then you can take up to 2 courses, I think, towards your MSc afterwards in a flexible manner. I really couldn't encourage more students to come and do our MSCs in the flexible manner, because you gain from having contact with I would say younger students, and also younger students gain from having you guys here. So it creates a good environment, and we do see ourselves as a university as a learning. So I love this sentence: learning is not something that you can finish, and so see ourselves in a continually relearning period of people's lives, and we want to encourage that even more.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, does it answer, Lawrence? So please contact with us. If you're not confident that you want to do an MSc, do a short course and see how it goes. Talk to us, and then we'll try to convince you to do an MSc.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Any more questions? Do you have anything in the agenda, or?
No, that's
okay.
it. Just
That's
Q&A.
it.
And
Q&A.
Let's ask Yanli where Yanli's from.
Sorry, Yanli, I didn't ask you where you were from.
I'm also from London. Yeah,
And I noticed the quality of the connection was good. Yeah, that's what I was.
Actually, I have a question on the integrated machine learning system course. So I know in the requirement it says it requires good programming and mathematics thing, because my background is purely computer science and software engineering. So I want to know this is a EE course. Do I need to prepare any hardware or
no.
vertical thing?
You have the right profile. Okay. What sometimes happens is that students come with only programming experience, and then is a bit of we need to crash course in the beginning with Python and stuff. It helps if you know Python, but if you don't, know any. So can I ask you what the programming languages you know or you worked with?
C++, Python, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you're up to speed on the maths. There is a little bit of maths, but I don't think I think you don't. I'm not very good at maths, and I can understand these things. So I don't think you would have any troubles. It might need a bit of refreshing, In particular, some of the machine learning techniques require a little bit of understanding of maths, but nothing very complicated.
I see. I see. Yeah. Thank you.
Good. All right. Okay, should we bring this to a close? Okay, we can go for lunch. I'd like to thank Lepakshi and Wei and Dinah and Sarah, obviously, for organizing. And Alondra, Lorenzo, Yanli, it was good